Hello YouTube, today I would like to briefly talk to you about reviews and purchasing, not just applicable to games, but those are a great example of the issue. So review embargoes have been a topic of discussion recently, and the reason they exist is fairly well known. Generally, an embargo date exists to prevent reviews from being rushed out at the expense of quality, though sometimes there are more malevolent reasons for an embargo, such as to prevent accuracy by denying access to information. Depending on the situation, either the use of an embargo or the lack thereof may cause inaccurate information to be available to the public before accurate information is. Now, why would that be a concern? Well, reviews that are out first get viewed first and impact purchasing decisions, and the average person doesn't care as much as they should about checking how accurate the information really is. If you review a game more thoroughly and represent it more accurately, but do it several days after the initial stream of reviews, unless your name is a brand and carries weight by itself, you're pretty much guaranteed to see less traffic and make less money than you would have if you rushed out a lower quality review with less time and effort spent, if you have any significant competition with reviewing the title. Unfortunately, this is a problem people rarely seem to learn a lesson from. Many don't want to wait for more accurate information, and often rush to go by whatever information is available, with concern for accuracy being secondary. This happens consistently with many a pre-order and many a burned customer. But instead of the process rapidly adjusting and lower quality reviews receiving less traffic due to inaccuracy, inaccurate but first-to-the-market reviews being favored happens time and again, which of course offers incentive for repeating that process. Maybe eventually, after enough damage is done and enough people have been burned, the general public will start to adapt, but in the meantime, that's a problem. Why do you think that is? Well, there are many reasons, including advertising, marketing, and poor education, but it seems to me that part of this comes down to genetics. Humans are programmed to regularly make certain types of errors. Suppose you have the following situation. You're a crocodile hunter, and you hear a splash in the water. You could assume that it's a crocodile and ready your Steve Irwin accent and your roll of duct tape, or you may ignore it and figure it's probably nothing. If you assume it's a crocodile and it turns out it's just a duck, you made a false positive. You took the first thing you heard and figured it was true. But no harm done, safe over sorry, right? Whereas on the other hand, if you figured it was just a duck and it turns out it's a crocodile, your shorts are about to turn brown for a reason very unrelated to fabric dye. In a lot of situations, taking the first information you get and rolling with it as true allows for quick decisions to be made and will oftentimes pay off, but that's not always the case. Checking additional reviews and doing more research is very time-consuming in comparison to accepting the first thing you hear as truthful, and ain't nobody got time for that, so the faster option is often chosen. Unfortunately, though, as we move further away from the days of spears and further into the days of viral weaponry, excessive pollution, and marketing gimmicks, the situation where rapid decisions made without regard to fact-checked information is having progressively more severe consequences when they don't play out well. And the gamble of it paying off most of the time is becoming less of a safe bet. Some people go Skynet against the programming and become more skeptical of grand claims like where their money should be spent, but ultimately my point is, as a species, we're going to need to take a few steps forward with how we educate our young and prepare them for the risks and challenges of the world they'll be inheriting, especially when facing a genetic predisposition and a vulnerability to marketing gimmicks, predatory loans, and the like. They're going to need the ability to exercise both rapid decision-making as well as skeptical and thorough information analysis, and the ability to deduce which course of action is appropriate for individual scenarios. Personally, I feel several educational upgrades are in order, but I've already partially discussed that in previous videos. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for today. Check out my channel if you like sociological videos, video game tutorials, reviews, blah blah, and I'll see you next time. Later, YouTube.